history buffs, ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne 2 Word captures the spirit of we fight for independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, flaming!
Hello everyone, my name is Kim. I am hosting today.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Kamal.
I have a communist takeover from me. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, the NDAA and the subsequent Senate rejecting that, Zohran Mamdani, a little bit of Tucker, and then some fun Kiki Palmer at the end because I love Kiki Palmer. We're going to start with this.
Pursuant on this vote, the yeas are 216, the nays are 212. The bill is passed. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Pursuant
$1.15 trillion military policy bill, and that is a huge deal. By a vote of 50 to 46, the Senate refused to open debate on the 2027 National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. Who participated voted to block it. Senator John Fetterman, he didn't vote. The measure needed 60 votes to advance. So why did Democrats finally draw a line? Because of public outcry. Congress cannot keep rubber stamping record military budgets while Donald Trump wages an unauthorized war against Iran. Code Pink joined a coalition of organizations demanding that senators block this bill unless they were guaranteed a vote to prohibit funding for Trump's illegal war against Iran. And that is exactly how Congress must use its constitutional power of the purse. And this fight is not only about Iran. The bill also contains dangerous provisions that would bind the U.S. and Israeli militaries and intelligence agencies even more closely together, while Israel continues its destruction of Gaza and Lebanon with U.S. weapons. There was an outcry from the grassroots against these provisions, and Senators Chris Van Hollen, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Jeff Merkley, Ed Markey, and Peter Welch heard us and demanded the right to challenge those provisions. For once, senators refused to treat a $1 trillion military bill as business as usual, while the bombs are falling, while Gaza and Lebanon are being devastated, while the U.S. is being dragged deeper and deeper into another catastrophic Middle East war. But this victory is temporary. Republican leaders will bring the bill back and try to peel away the opposition. So now is the moment to turn up the pressure. No money for an unauthorized war against Iran. No more weapons for Israel's assault on Gaza and Lebanon. No deeper integration between the U.S. and Israeli militaries. And no $1.15 trillion blank check for the Pentagon and its corporate contractors. This vote showed that pressure works. Now we have to make sure the senators hold the line.
I'm going to ask you, Gray, about this. So the House passed the NDAA with the Israel merger provision, and then the Senate turned it down. They're going to try to pass it again. They're going to try to sneak one in there like they always do. I think it's different now with the last 2-3 years behind us. People are starting to evolve. What do you think, Gray, about like us paying so close attention to the government and all their little shenanigans and how the sausage is made?
I've been paying close attention to it, and I saw that they're trying to like integrate intelligence and integrate technology. So I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding thinking that it's the actual military.
Mm-hmm. Mia, are you hopeful in the Democrats in the Senate and the Democratic Party saving us from this, which would be a huge, huge mistake for the United States government? Mia, hello?
I want to remain hopeful because this needs 60 votes. However, they all take money from APAC adjacent organizations. So everybody takes money. I mean, there's less than, I think, 10 congressmen and senators that don't take money. Literally, these people do nothing but take foreign money. So odds are it's not going. Odds are they're going to allow the integration, which is crazy because the United States Intelligence Agency, like 30 days ago, just came out and said that Israelis are spying on us. And they like admitted that. So it's like super weird that they want to integrate our intelligence with the people that they admit were a red alert with them because they continuously get caught spying on us all the time. They literally stole the secrets for the nuclear weapon, even though they won't admit they have one. They stole it from us. And Ghislaine Maxwell's father was the one that stole the secrets and took them back to Israel. So, I mean, we'll see, I guess.
We've actually known this since Julian Assange. Glenn Greenwald reported on it, but Julian Assange leaked intelligence reports that even back in the days, even before Edward Snowden, that the number one threat to U.S. intelligence and the number one spy of the U.S. and U.S. security state was not China, was not Russia, was not Iran, was not North Korea, it was Israel. So we've known this, but I mean, here we are. I suppose I'm just here for people's awakening at the very least. And to piggyback on that in the transition to resting all of our future on the Democratic Party, I gave you guys Zohran Mamdani.
The architect of a horrific genocide against the Palestinian people. He is responsible for the killing of more than 73,000 people, for the maiming of tens of thousands of children as those who survive undergo amputation without anesthesia, for the targeting of neonatal hospitals and maternity care centers, denying newborns even the chance to live, for the countless people he starved as he blocked food and humanitarian aid from reaching them, for the gunning down of hundreds of aid workers and journalists. And just last month, the UN confirmed that Palestinian children continue to be deliberately targeted and killed by Israeli armed forces, more than 8 months after the so-called ceasefire. The list goes on and on, all as we, as Americans, pay for the bombs that do the killing. There is a reason the International Criminal Court issued a warrant for his arrest. As human beings, we have spent generations building a shared understanding that there are crimes so grave They offend all of humanity. Anyone, with their eyes, with their heart, with their conscience, should recognize the devastation he has wrought and understand that he belongs before a court of law. As I've said, I agree with the ICC that Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes, as I do for anyone else charged by the ICC. My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority
On stopping new prisons and arresting Netanyahu and is failing on both. Reminder that the mayor of New York back in 95 was able to arrest Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat even after winning a Nobel Peace Prize when he touched down in New York. Despite displaced residents in Chinatown, New York asking the mayor to stop a $4 billion mega prison project before it started for Tudor Perini, a military contractor for the IDF. Mamdani decided to move ahead with this. It's also set to be the tallest prison in the world. He is expanding the carceral state while materially supporting Zionists. He grifted off the Palestinian cause to win an election on behalf of the Democrats who fund the genocide Netanyahu commits. But because he used some sentimental words, gave us some sad puppy eyes, called it a genocide, said all the right words, right? All the self-indulging liberals who care more about optics than material reality clap like seals, not realizing they are being pacified. Mamdani exists to make Americans feel less shitty about themselves for a little while longer, because that's what politics is to liberals, just saying the right things, appearing right. That's why they relate to Mamdani types. That's why these types exist, to put the makeup back on the ugly face of empire.
I'll ask you about this, Kamal. So basically, she explains how Mamdani's full of shit. And I could have told you that because he kept Jessica Tisch, a literal Zionist, as police commissioner who would have been in charge of arresting him, which was one of his promises during his campaign. And this is why people like me say there's no reforming the Democratic Party, and running within the Democratic Party isn't really going to get you anything substantive. I know it's not necessarily your shtick, but would you now see what people like me think and feel when we say people like Mamdani are full of shit because they're running within the corrupt Democratic Party?
Kim, you must not watch my show often. I've been calling Mamdani full of shit.
Oh, good.
He said that horse shit. Yeah, immigrants built the nation and blah blah blah. Man, this what I'm sick of though. All these motherfuckers wagging their finger and pointing their finger, man. The liberals, conservatives, y'all all on horse shit. Y'all all on bull jive. You feel me? God damn. Look though. Mamdani, man, hey, he a cold piece though. He an Indian pimp. Pimping out here. He like, yeah, baby, I'm gonna get you what you need. Da, da. And in the back end, like, yeah, we gonna build that prison though. Yeah, we gonna link up with Israel and shit. So at the end of the day, I think they all full of shit. But I'm tired of motherfuckers like her and the rest of these cronies that be like, the liberals are doing this, and then on the other side, conservatives doing this, blah 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 shit. God damn, do any of you niggas take accountability? Do any of y'all be like, yeah, my party fucking up right now, you feel me? But, you know, I'm gonna talk about the other party, but damn, we kind of effing up too. None of them motherfuckers do that. And Mamdani been on shit. You feel me? You can't trust a motherfucker like Mamdani that's saying all this. He sound like a socialist in my eyes. Right?
He is. He's a democratic socialist, and he ran within the Democratic Party. And you know what really got me? The video, he posted it, I saw it almost right away. And all the comments are like so supportive of him.
Hold on, Kim. Gotta address somebody in a comment. Your mama a sellout on her fucking knees, nigga. Anyway, back to Kim.
This one?
Yeah.
That's funny. We love the comments. Please send the chat. Is it Nora's birthday?
Is Nora's birthday? Oh, happy fucking birthday.
Happy birthday, Nora. Everybody, please send a super chat right now for Nora.
Happy birthday, Nora. Hell
Happy
yeah.
birthday to the executive producer of
Happy
this
birthday,
show.
Nora.
We love Nora. Nora
Happy
calls
birthday.
out. Nora calls out her party's shit. Nora, not like the little rant Kamal just went on. Nora has been good at calling out Trump and the Republican Party shit. And she even says that she thinks there's going to be a blue wave because of their shit. And she is conservative. So she calls out her own party shit. I respect her for that.
Kim, Nora's independent at this point. Shout out to Nora.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Nora. Woo! Happy 21st birthday. No, and I wish I would have known. I would have got a little like birthday video or something. But yeah, I mean, I know I make it my whole thing, but I knew this was gonna happen. This is why we call people shit out as it comes. He kept Jessica Tisch, a literal Zionist, as police commissioner. And I could have told you. And then what really pisses me off, as I was saying, was that after in that video he posted, all the comments were like, "Yay, Mamdani! These Zionists are gonna be so upset about this. You're doing amazing." And I'm just like, these people are sheep. These people are sheep. These people are retarded.
So I suppose I will play devil's advocate and say that if he would have fired her or forced her to resign, say without like an NDA or anything like that, it would just feed the rumors that he's Muslim first. So I think strategically, sometimes you have to keep an enemy on the squad, because if he would have fired her, being a Muslim, having his wife be Muslim, and all of those rumors that he is propagating Muslim forward in stuff, his interest lies with Muslims. If he had eliminated her, I think it would have fed that fire slightly more. I think sometimes it literally pays to have your enemy on your team so you know what they're doing and where their mindset is. And you got to think all of her communications in like her role, he has access to through IT. So he can pull up whoever she's talking to, her emails, her websites, literally everything he could know about her, especially in her professional capacity. So I think in ways, just to play devil's advocate, it makes more sense for him to leave her where she is. Because sometimes you want to know what your enemy's doing.
I can respect that. Keep your friends close, enemies closer. But then now he's just backpacking on his statement to arrest, or his promise to arrest Netanyahu in NYC, which he could have done, like that video explained what they did with Arafat, right? New York City. So, I mean, that could be strategic, but I'm done. I've been done trying to like excuse these Democrats' strategies. AOC is always like, it's about strategy.
Well, the Democrats, the problem with them is the same problem that the Republicans are facing is you have the establishment who are elderly, and you have the progressives or middlemen, moderates who are younger. Let's say 55 and under, right? So you have these two warring factions that are constantly butting heads because the Democratic establishment doesn't want change because they want to keep the status quo. They want to keep the money flowing. They want to keep the military complex going because it pays and it feeds them. They want to insider trade. They want to do these things. And then you have the younger people who have been suffering, such as us, who are coming up and who are considered too progressive. But I don't consider it too progressive to want to feed children. That just seems really basic to me. You know, like 2 + 2 = 4. Mm-hmm. We have starving kids. We have plenty of food. Why are we not feeding them? Why are we not educating them? So I think that's the biggest issue to why the Democrats lose continuously is because they can't get it together. They don't know who they are. Like, you either are establishment or you're progressive, and the progressives should leave and be third party, and they would win if they split the vote. But they don't want to split the vote because they're idiots. If progressive, moderate Democrats left, went third party, and the independents and the moderate Republicans met them in the middle, they would create a third party and they would win because they'd split both the votes.
Yes.
And then we would have more of a voice and we would actually get more done because now they would have to work together.
Yes. Ralph Nader would win in 2026. If there was a Ralph Nader now, he would win on an anti-war platform against the duopoly in 2026. So the whole anti-third party propaganda, honestly, it's hard to combat. But I got Gray. Gray agrees with me now. He says vote third party now. So my new slogan is vote third party or don't vote.
Apparently, voting third party is white supremacy, though.
Apparently. Well, I mean,
God damn, these
I
motherfuckers
guess.
is dumb.
Wait, who said that?
Ryan.
Oh, in the
We
comments?
got Ryan in
Okay.
the building again.
Oh,
he took his
shout-
head out his mama's ass.
Yeah.
And the comment from Eric says the problem with Democrats, they have two parties. They have the Communist Party that wants to take over. And you know what's crazy is that not that long ago, Donald Trump signed an $80 billion contractual agreement acting as the head of the government with Westinghouse for nuclear activities, which ties into why we're allowing Saudi Arabia to enrich uranium, because obviously Westinghouse, an American company, is going to go in there and do that. But a lot of people don't understand is part of that contract that he signed is the American government has 20% of all of the profits and proceeds. Is that not communism? Is that not state-run, almost privatized government, what China does?
Yes.
And a lot of people don't quite understand that. It's like, that's exactly what China does, is they say, okay, well, you can do what you want, but we're going to get a piece of the pie.
Socialism for me, but not for thee. Right?
Yeah.
Really quickly, before I show the next video, I just want to give a shout out to, where'd it go? Where'd it go? 1 second. Right here. Thank you, Ray Ray, for the $5 super chat for Nora's birthday.
Shout out to Ray Ray.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Okay. This clip has actually been going a little viral, and I love it. I love it. I'm gonna play it for us right now.
Each other, but it's also obscuring the true crisis in the country, which has nothing to do with race and has to do with economics. And the people benefiting from the private equity scams and the crypto scams and all the other scams underway in the American economy, we don't really produce anything. We just lend money at high interest, sell real estate again and again. Those people are getting richer than everyone else, the billionaire class, and they don't want to deal with questions about how exactly this works. Why are they paying half the taxes that you're paying as a wage earner? Like, I don't really get that. And they don't want to have to defend it. So instead they're like, the real problem is race. And these whites are just bad and they've taken all the stuff. Well, actually, if you look at the numbers, that's insane. One of the biggest groups of poor people in this country is white. Are they privileged? I don't think they are. So like, it's not about race. We should treat all American citizens equally. That's the whole point of the civil rights movement. That's the whole point of the Constitution. And we're not, and we should. And then just say, look, it's not about ignoring the crimes of the past, which we should not do. Okay. We should never lie about anything. It's just about being honest about what's actually happening. And the real problems stem from the way our tax code is structured. And most people don't even think about it because no one in the media ever talks about it. It's like, really? So if I invest money, I pay half the tax rate as if I go to work? So are we saying that it's twice as virtuous to invest or to get inherited money as it is to have a job? That's what we are saying, because we tax things we want to discourage. That's why cigarettes are expensive. So, like, are you really going to say with a straight face that you're like twice as good a person because you inherited?
Okay, that is not the clip that I thought I downloaded. This is very embarrassing.
He was cooking, though. It is and always has been a class war. Even before the American Revolutionary, it's always been a class war. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, and now I can't find the actual clip of him where he's talking about. I'm getting better though, because as Mia knows, I tanked so bad the first time I hosted. So, but I mean, I do think that class and race are intertwined. I think they keep us. It's easier to separate us by class when they divvy us up into groups, like with race, gender, sexuality, blah blah blah. So, but they're intertwined. They're both are important. White supremacy is real, and I don't like these. I actually disagree with Tucker somewhat. I don't think it's prudent to reduce racism and systemic racism even within the class norms, nowhere but class one. Gray, would you like to opine on Mr. Tucker?
Yeah, I think taxes are a big problem in America. I think that's what's eating at a lot of people's wealth. So if we could have a better tax system, I feel like it'll help everyone.
So the clip I actually wanted to play, which I don't know where it's at right now, forgive me, is him explaining. So Stephen A. Smith asks him to condemn Nick Fuentes for having him on, right? And then it's funny because then Tucker says, I don't understand what the big deal is about hosting a gay podcast commentator talking about Nick Fuentes.
I just sent something to the TikTok group chat or whatever. It breaks down taxes and how important taxes are and how rich people and their effective tax rate. Because I don't think people realize, like the four of us on here, maybe not great, because I know being a veteran, you get some leeway with some of those taxes. So I can't always speak for you. But when it comes to like payroll taxes and whatnot, like the average American who makes less than $184,000 pays effectively around like 12.5% ish. You know how much a billionaire pays? They don't pay anything after like 184,000. So effectively, a billionaire's tax rate is like 0.0002. A millionaire, a person who made $1 million, it's like 0.002.
Yeah.
Because they don't pay anything after $184,000. And tell me that's not fucked up. So you have a job, you're making money, you're working for a corporation, even as a CEO, whatever. These people are making $30 million a year, and their tax rate is a fraction of a point. They pay pennies on the dollar. So it seems to reason that our tax code, at least when it comes to payroll taxes and whatnot, is backwards. So it should be 184,000 or less pays nothing, and you should pay something over that. But instead, they're making us, the average American, because in the United States, the average American makes less than 100,000. And a lot of places, specifically down south, they make less than 60,000. Sometimes some of those counties, the average in like West Virginia, Mississippi, and Alabama is less than 30,000 in some of those counties.
Yes.
And they still have to pay that payroll tax, effectively tallying everything up. And that doesn't include your state taxes. So, I mean, at the end of the day, maybe you're paying 30% if you really tally it all out, because you have a county tax, a town tax, a state tax, so on and so forth, a sales tax, and everything else. So, I mean, we're asking Americans, poorest people, to pay effectively a 30% tax rate after you've divvied everything out. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Right. And then socialism would come in and offset some of that crony capitalism. And Gary Stevenson is a really good UK economist that I follow. I like him a lot because he talks like a real person, and he really explains it. Yanis Varoufakis is another one. But very simply put, we need to tax work less, so less payroll tax and more tax on wealth. With amongst a few other things, like making stock buybacks illegal. They weren't even legal until like, I believe, 1984. So corporations can exist without them. And then also on top of the freaking backwards ass tax code, the government, the U.S. government also subsidizes corporations and rich people. So, I mean, that's how we get this explosion of wealth and income inequality in the United States. So the clip I wanted to share was basically Tucker Carlson saying, I don't understand why people have a problem with me having Nick Fuentes on, but then when I have people like Lindsey Graham, who's an actual murderer and has voted for war, and you guys don't have a problem with me having literal war criminals. I never get protested about having Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz on an interview, but you guys always make it about Nick Fuentes. But if you guys want to go look it up, I highly recommend it. Kamal, this one's for you. I think I have a nuanced opinion on this. I'm curious as to what you guys think.
Like, don't point no fingers at nobody because you got a few points.
Let's restart it.
Hey, y'all. You know something I've been thinking about? You remember when your mama used to say, like, don't point no fingers at nobody because you got a few pointing back at you? I've been thinking we need to get back to really ruminating on that statement because there is so much morally ethical bullying going on. You know what I'm saying? People come on your page, they mad, about corporations, but still want their next day delivery on time. You get what I mean? You mad at somebody because of fast fashion, but Shein is all they can afford. That's all they can afford. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are on all of a different side of the same contradiction. You think you're doing something. You got a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? You care about the earth. You're trying to do good for the environment. But you're the reason Elon was able to buy Twitter. Things ain't been the same. It's a good car, though. It's like one thing is after the next. You think you caring about the cows, so you eating fish. You eat so much dead fish, they farming salmon. So everybody just... The next time you see or think about commenting on someone's page about how much more ethical they could be living, remember you're doing it all on Mark Zuckerberg's internet. So before we start talking about everybody else, we got to get our backyards in order. And I say all this to say that if you're tired of the more ethical bullying and you just want to go somewhere where doing your best is enough, come on to Palm City. Practice by Palm. We got your back.
I just want to say her makeup is perfect. She has a perfect face. I'm not gay, but I would sit on her face. She's beautiful. Kamal, what do you think?
How can you say the gayest shit possible and then say I'm not gay?
I know, it's funny.
That is so wild. That's so wild. You literally said the gayest shit ever, and then you expect us to, it's like saying no homo. I mean, you said some pretty homo shit, bro. But somehow no homo makes it non-homo.
Okay, I guess I'm a little bit gay. Okay. But Kamal, what do you think about this sanctimonious pearl clutching in society now? And has it gone too far?
Say that again. You was breaking up.
Sanctimonious pearl clutching, like when people, the moral police, has it gone too far?
Not really. It's always gonna be the moral police. I never gave a fuck about them. They be the same ones chastising and wagging their finger, and they have a goddamn orgy with 32 people and shit.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that line with the fish farming was funny as hell. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at people morality is always different. You feel me? We got niggas in the chat. You see it right now. Somehow voting for a third party is white supremacy. Somehow I'm fucking gay because I told Ryan that he got his head out his mama's ass. Right? Which means you say your mama your daddy. That's weird as fuck. We got Disturbed Radical. He's saying, he's saying bullshit in the damn chat. I ain't blocking you, bruh. I'll let you say what you want to say. I'm just tired of the goddamn Frodo. You keep putting the finger in his ass. I might call Peter on your punk ass. But like I say, you see our morals is different, right? Moral police gonna be always around. It's gonna be people saying one thing and they're gonna be doing other shit. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think I'm still echoing, huh? I don't know how to fix that, but can you guys understand me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try coming out and come back.
Was she echoing when I muted?
Am I echoing now?
Nope.
Okay. So I was just gonna say I love Keke Palmer. I grew up with her. She's my age. So like I feel like we're friends. And she's really funny. So I think boycotting works, right? So like best example, Budweiser, when they had that trans lady with the Budweiser or Bud Light.
It was Bud Light.
And they tanked that freaking beer in like less than a couple weeks. Like boycotting works, right? But also, I think the sanctimonious pearl clutching, having a freaking G-string up your ass all day is like an overcorrection, and it's annoying. And then you get this response. I'm starting to see this response with, celebrities are slow to catch on, but when they do, it's like, okay, we've been talking about this. We don't need a moral police because especially when people are partisan, like either super conservative or super liberal, they're both full of shit. Very rarely do we get the conservatives or the liberals properly assessing, their own parties. They're all biased. They're all full of shit. But at the same time, boycotting does work. So,
well, I feel like Kiki Palmer had a good point, obviously, with the morality, like police and whatnot. But I think at the same time, all of that is just propaganda because they're telling you to not do this, but to buy this. It's always materialistic. There's always a caveat to that. It's like when people tell me they drive an EV, and my first thought is, you're a murderer. The amount of children and people that had to die for the lithium alone. And then you drive a vehicle that can't be piecemeal together. So people that drive EVs are dumb, are inherently dumb. You're stupidest motherfuckers out there. Because an EV essentially isn't better for the environment. For starters, the amount of people that die just mining half of the things needed for that EV, you've killed that millions of people die for this a year. And regardless of what country they come from, they're dying. Millions of people die for all of this stuff a year. And then none of these cars can be used for other cars. Like a gasoline vehicle, like if Grace broke down and we had the same car, he could take the transmission from mine and put it in his. You can piecemeal. You can literally go to a junkyard and rebuild a vehicle, which in essence is recycling. And then everything can be broken down and melted down and back into its original form of metal. I mean, it is cheaper, easier, better maintenance, and it's honestly better on the environment at this point in time because most people don't realize the United States grid, most of that is not the sun. It's all fossil fuels. All of it's fossil fuels. So you think you're driving an EV and you're plugging it in. Oh, it's electricity. Bitch, you're still using fossil fuels for electricity because that is what is our electricity. That is what our grid is. It's still fossil fuels. So you and I are both using fossil fuels. The only difference is 10 children in China or in Africa didn't have to die to put mine together. It didn't require 6 different countries shipping and operating simultaneously, shipping all these parts across the world, utilizing more of these fossil fuels you say you hate in order to put that stupid fucking car together. That when it breaks down, it's going to go, because it's toxic, it's going to sit in a field. We can't even bury it.
It's worse than that.
Who's worse for the environment, you or me? With my gas car, your EV.
Mm-hmm. It's worse than that because the batteries are actually more. Is that what you're talking about? The batteries are non-recyclable. Once those batteries die, it's hard to replace them. And they're more toxic to the land than like a junkyard car is, which is, like you said, can be recycled and all that. Gray, do you drive an EV?
No, I drive a gas-powered vehicle.
Are you also sick and tired of the moral police?
I guess so. I guess it depends on the situation.
Do you think Kiki Palmer is beautiful?
Yeah, Gray. They gonna call you gay in the chat. They've been saying all types of shit in the chat.
I never thought about Kiki Palmer like that. I mean, she's like younger. I never looked at her like that.
Gray, stop it, man. You don't look at her younger.
I'm gonna push back on someone in the comments. Our friend of the show, Eric Klein. So he responded with, "That's wrong. Most of the energy is hydroelectric, nuclear, or solar panels." And I'm pushing back on that because the majority of the American grid is petroleum in base. Over 36% of the total U.S. consumption primarily driven by petroleum, and beyond that is natural gas, 43%. So actually a very tiny fraction of American power comes from hydro, which is water, nuclear, or the electrical grid. Well, electricity, solar, excuse me. So those 3 components make up a very small fraction of what the United States uses for renewable energy. Just so you know, most places do not have dams, so hydroelectric power is basically null and void for 99% of the United States. And most places do not have nuclear facilities. Again, that is null and void for 99% of the United States. Most places don't even have the education level to sustain the engineers needed to operate a nuclear reactor. I am fortunate. I live close enough to one because I live in New England and we have MIT, Harvard, and all of these other places that educate people. But 99% of the country does not even live in a place that has that kind of education to have those engineers to even build or sustain a nuclear reactor, just so you know.
What do you know about the batteries being reused? From what I remember, it's hard to replace them, and they're not built to be recycled, and they're going to like burn pits in Africa, which are similar toxicity to the burn pits during the Iraq War that gave a lot of veterans cancer. Do you know about that, Mia?
Oh, sorry. Repeat that. I was reading comments, which I'm not supposed to do. Continue. My bad.
No, that's okay. Eric said that the batteries can be reused, but from what I know, they cannot, and they're also non-recyclable, and they're going to a pit and being burned in Africa, and the disastrous effects of that are similar to the burn pits of the veterans that suffered for the burn pits in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised. Burning stuff is a nasty business. I mean, anybody who lives near trash burners, a lot of states and cities do have ways to eliminate their trash. Not all of them bury it. Some of them have trash burners, which also produce electricity. Like I said, not every place in the United States does that, but those workers, a lot of them all end up with cancer for that very specific reason, because of the fumes, the ash, the small fine particulates that are in the air. Even when it is in shutdown mode, they still have to do superheater changeouts and all of that. So, I mean, your pipe fitters, your welders, your steel workers, all of them end up with cancer.
Okay, before I move on, Kamal, do you think Kiki Palmer is beautiful?
Hell yeah.
She is, right?
Ain't a fucking fool.
Yeah.
Right? But
She's not-
can I go ahead. Say what you
I was just gonna say she's not that young. I think she's 34. But go ahead.
Yeah, she's like 34 or something like that. But y'all talk about moral police. I got people in the chat trying to moral police me. Right? We got one dweeb in the chat, Hassan. You talk too much, man. Do you got any vocabulary? Yeah, I could talk like Michael Eric Dyson. But you stupid motherfuckers wouldn't get it. You see how much y'all in the chat right now? Right? Y'all in the chat heavy engaging because I'm talking like this. Now I could talk all immaculate, privileged, quadrivalous, all that bullshit, but you ain't gonna type back. So Hassan, take you, Abu, and that weak ass carpet and go fly somewhere to FLs. See right there, I didn't curse. I said F.
See, I'm working on that. I'm a potty mouth, and I'm very vulgar. Was very vulgar, but as a woman, I get away with it. I tell men, I've been on like the dating apps talking to men. I tell men some perverted ass shit. They should report me to Hinge, but I get away with it because I'm a woman. So,
ask you one other question. Just playing devil's advocate. Why does Saudi Arabia get a civilian nuclear deal, but Iran doesn't get a civilian nuclear deal?
Well, again, this agreement is still being worked out. It will eventually, hopefully, be finalized with the condition that the president spoke about this morning. But this agreement in particular, as it's been discussed thus far, does give priority access for American companies in the Saudi nuclear energy program, which will ultimately benefit American industry workers and supply chains. So the deal that has been discussed thus far and will continue to be discussed absolutely puts America first, and that's obviously very important to this president. Ed.
okay, Mia, I think you opined on this a little bit. Is a civil nuclear program for Saudi Arabia America first?
I mean, it's America first in the sense that the president's family directly benefits from it because Jared Kushner himself, his private equity firm, does a lot of business in Saudi Arabia and the UAE, which he doesn't want disclosed. We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars. Actually, Saudi Arabia, their family were actually one of the first sponsors of his newly opened private equity firm to tune up over $100 billion. So it just sounds like regular elitist bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Gray, do you think that if Saudi Arabia is allowed to have a civil nuclear run program, that Iran should be allowed to have a civil nuclear run program?
I don't think most people should be dealing with nuclear weapons or even nuclear energy. If you look at Russia, I forgot what the name of the place was.
It was in Ukraine, Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, exactly.
Chernobyl, yep.
When you look at incidents like that where places can't even like have wildlife or grow anything, it makes me feel like nuclear overall is just too dangerous to use as a weapon or an energy source.
So you're like RFK Jr. on nuclear. He's like, no nuclear ever.
That's what he said.
Yeah, it's like it was one of his things. He's like, you can't ensure nuclear, and nuclear is dangerous, even though nuclear, I think would be nuclear power when done correctly is more clean energy than
Why are we not utilizing dark matter? CERN has already discerned this for us, that we have the capabilities to have unlimited power and energy sources through dark matter, and that is like the whole basis for fucking CERN over in Switzerland. So why are we not on to some sci-fi dark matter?
I'll
Dark
tell
matter
you
energy.
why, Mia. Because Hassan got it in his ass. I know the dark matter in his ass. This guy got some nerve. See, this is what we talked about earlier, right? People don't take accountability for themselves. Berber out here like, first of all, you initiated the conversation with me, bruh. I didn't even know you was in the chat till you mentioned my name. So, like Mia said, we need that dark matter, bruh. Get it out your ass, bruh. We need to get it. And I ain't gonna say no homo. I know that sounded crazy. Okay? Shit. Y'all put it in the chat. No pause. Okay? F all that. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was the show for today. I'm going to start.
Hold on
Yes?
1 second before you start. You forgot the best part of that alleged civilian nuclear deal. They slipped in at the very end. The only way they get it is if they're what to who? Is if they're nice to who?
To us.
No. To who?
Big Eye?
To Trump.
No. To who?
The Big Eye?
Baby, I'm going to give you 7,000 shekels to fucking who? They said the caveat to them getting the civilian nuclear program is if they're nice to who?
The eye in the sky.
Yes. Those people over there, the Philadelphians, if you will. That is the only way they get it, is if they learn to play ball with the Philadelphians. That was the caveat to the whole thing. So now we don't even know if this will even go through because, I mean, we don't know how well Saudi Arabia is going to want to play nice with the people over there in Philadelphia.
Well, maybe Iran should be nice to them, right? And then Iran can get a nuclear civilian program, or do you still think that's not okay? Just kidding. So closing thoughts, we're going to start with Mia, please. Right here. Oh, sorry, that's not Mia.
AKA Gray Mars. New party founder. I don't even know. This has been a great episode. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. We all do this out of the kindness of our hearts. If you want to donate to us or give us a follow, we are all on X, Instagram, TikTok, primarily for me at least. I hope everybody has a good night. And remember, it's a class war. Fuck those rich people because they don't give a fuck about you.
Yes, fuck those rich people unless they want to marry you. Go ahead, Greg.
Great show. Well, I guess we'll see whether the NDAA is actually beneficial to America. And as far as everything else, with the taxes and the nuclear stuff, these are good conversations. And I think these are things that more people need to talk about. Have a good night. Have a good weekend.
That was beautiful, Greg. You forgot to say vote third party. Go ahead, come on.
Hey, shout out to everybody on the panel. You feel me? Mia, you should put in your the headline. You see how we got ours? I got the YouTube Kamal Johnson. You should put your handles there because people really be using that to follow people and shit. So y'all go follow everybody on the panel. Y'all hit the notification bell and subscribe for the new party so you know when the new party go live. You feel me? If you want to be over on my end, because I shoot shows solo, And all you punk ass detractors that's in the chat today, scratching your nuts while your dog lick your feet. Nigga, come over on my end. Come over to Kamal Johnson. Y'all got a lot to say in the chat. You feel me? I want y'all to come up, man. Y'all be chipping and I'll be ready to cook y'all, but I'll be trying to be cool on the panel. All right. But everybody else, Ray FBA, thank you for the what you call it, the super chat. Happy birthday to Nora. You feel me? Shout out to Nora. Hold on. Gotta do the sound effects, you know. There we go. Yeah, today was great. Great episode. Really learned some stuff. I enjoyed myself. I really enjoy when people talk shit to me in the chat and I'm able to incorporate it within the topics that we talk about. I love it. Keep coming to the chat. Y'all be saying dumb shit though. Y'all like, the channel ain't gonna grow every time you got as your dumbass is sitting here watching while the channel grow. God damn. Anyway, shout out to Eric too. I see you in there, bruh. I see you. And Metastate X, shout out to you too, bruh. You feel me? And great hosting, Kim. I do appreciate it. Appreciate you. And yeah, everybody else have a great weekend, except for the people in the chat that apparently your mama, your daddy. You know who I'm talking about. Oh, you muted.
I'm getting better. Okay, I'm getting better. I was gonna say thank you, Kamal, for the shout out. I wish you guys would see the first episode. It was so bad. I muted myself the whole time. I feel better. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry if I'm echoing. Kamal, you should try stand up. I tried stand up a couple times and I really like it. If I make it big, I'm gonna completely forget everybody here. It was really fun though. I liked it a lot. I've been
told, my bad. I've been told
No, go ahead.
though. A lot of people have been telling me I should do stand up and stuff like that. So I might have to take that into consideration, you know.
It's so easy and it's so fun. You just have to keep doing it. I have a few comedian friends. Oh, so I made friends with Asmao. And then she invited me on her podcast and she had other comics there and they inspired me to go try it. So I go to Asmao's open mic, Ratchet Christian.
I was about to say, Ratchet Krista do stand-up, right?
Yes. So, yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Sorry. Her name is Asmao. Ratchet Christian. She invited me on her show, and I met her comic friends, and they're all comics. Mm-hmm. And they inspired me to go try it, and it's so fun. And I think you're really good. I think you would be really good at it. I'm more like sarcastic, deadpan. You know, I like making fun of men, but I think you'd be really, really good at that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into it because I've been told that plenty of times, and it might be a calling. I don't know.
Yes, especially when you do your little voice where you go do do do. Love it, love it. Like it's funny, but so it was a good episode today. I'm much better organized. Thank you everyone for your patience and your kindness. This is fun. I do this. We all do this for fun. Please follow all of us. God bless all of you guys. Gray said it best. These conversations are really good to have. Vote third party or don't vote. Abolish ICE. Free Palestine. You all have a good night.
Sisters,
We shall not yield to tyranny.
our cause just, we will prevail. The fight for our rights. Buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this
Hello,
point,
history.
shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. I shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're the number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty. This
It
is
is so
American.
freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
hour of our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Brothers
Yeah, I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, that's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see that, man. So
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real quote. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Paying to work captures the spirit of we fight for independence.
With
Welcome to
people
my
that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the
freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong. Full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
Vocabulary up, because I'm throwing out words like hubris, acquiesce, verbose. What are you going to do about the dichotomy of the nuance?
To the encampment for liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time, but he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians.
And flaming! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us, as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.